Good day everyone, my name is Gina Historia from grade 12 ABM section Variables. Now I will discuss about variables. Definition. Variables are changing qualities or characteristics of persons or things like age, gender, intelligence, ideas, achievements, confidence, and so on that are involved in your research study. Made up of the root or base word, vary, which means to undergo changes or to differ from. Variables have different or varying values in relation to time and situation. For instance, as years go by, your age or intelligence increase but lies in a situation where you are afflicted with a disease or have no means of reading or no access to any sources of knowledge, your intelligence tends to decrease. In research, especially in a qualitative research, one important thing you have to focus on at the start of your study is to determine the variables involved in your study. Unless you spend some time pondering on variables in your research, your work has no chance of attaining its goal. Your research problem or research topic to which you devote much of your initial research time finalizing stand great. If it has wordings on the basic variables involved in your study. There are three types of variables. First, basic types. Basically, variables are of two types, independent variables and dependent variables. Independent variables are those that cause changes in the subject, while dependent variables are those that bear or manifest the effect caused by the independent variables. Hence, in a causal relationship, the cause comes from the independent variables, the effects on the dependent variables. Second, variable relationships. In a scientific way of studying cause-effect relationships, these two variables, independent and dependent, are part and parcel of the research because the first one is the cause. The second, the effect that you can subject to any form of measurement. However, as you carry out the research, it is possible that one, two, or more variables or extra variables crop up to create an impact on the relationship between the independent and dependent variables. Being extra variables, they form this other type of variables called extraneous variables. Third, other types of variables. Extraneous variables are to be controlled by you, the experimenter, but if they do not give into your control, they become confounding variables that can strongly influence your study. Dealing with these types of variables gives you difficulty in determining the real cause of changes is in the dependent variables, that is, whether it is due only to the independent variable or to the combination between the confounding and the independent variables. The involvement of confounding variables in the research results in the production of mixed up, confusing, or bewildering results involved not within the research situation but outside the research process, the extraneous. In an experimental research, the independent variable has the condition or treatment applied to the experimental group is under the control, direction, or manipulation of the researcher or experimenter. For instance, to determine the positive effects of one modern grammar theory called SFG, or Systematic Functional Grammar, on IC, or intercultural competence. You apply this theory in varied ways like realizing this an collaborative, oral, or writing activity. In this case, the SFG serve as the independent variable and the IC as the dependent variable. For example, in the case of SFG versus IC, the first as the independent variable, the second as the dependent variable. Extraneous variable like age, gender, or personality traits may suddenly surface to create effects on the relationships of the two basic variables. Such extraneous variables are called participant variables if they refer to the moods, emotions, or intelligence of the subject. Situational variables if they pertain to nature of the place, smelly, chilly, cold, hot, spacious, and the like. Of variables, which are as follows. First, constant. Do not undergo any changes during an experiment. Second, attribute. Characteristics of people, intelligence, creativity, anxiety, learning, styles, etc. Third, covert. Included in the research study to create interactions with the independent and dependent variables. Fourth, continuous, quantitative in nature and is used in interval or ratio scale or measurement. Fifth, dichotomous, has only two possible results, 1 or 0. Sixth, latent, cannot be directly observed like personality traits. 7. Manifest, can be directly observed to give proofs to latent variables. 8. Exogenous, found outside an identified model. 9. Endogenous, found inside as a part of identified model.
That's all. Thank you.